WWE has always had a reputation of hiring female talent solely based on their looks. Ahem, Eva Marie. But things have begun to change, so let's take a look at 10 female wrestlers WWE hired not for their looks. Regardless of whether John Cena breaks Ric Flair's long-standing record of 16 world title reigns, Charlotte will definitely cross that number. While Charlotte is stunning in her own right, her good looks aren't what earned her a one-way ticket to WWE's main event scene. Being the daughter of the legendary Ric Flair certainly opens up a lot of doors for you, and that's probably what earned Charlotte a WWE tryout, but just getting through the door isn't enough. On multiple occasions, Charlotte has proven that she is one of the greatest wrestlers in the world and has necessary ability to carry the Flair name forward, with her head held high. As one of the 4 horsewomen of WWE, Charlotte was at the forefront of WWE's Women's Revolution, and her history-making series of matches against Sasha Banks, coupled with being chosen to main event WrestleMania alongside Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch, confirmed that WWE didn't hire her for her looks. Despite only being 33, Charlotte has already had a career that would pretty much guarantee her an induction into the Hall of Fame. With time on her side, there is a very strong possibility that her name eclipses that of even her father's when she hangs up her boots. WWE is just learning how to book a feud for a title with Charlotte in the mix, which just goes to show how important she is to the company. Asuka was a bona fide badass before her insane undefeated streak broke at the hands of Charlotte at WrestleMania 34. Her unbeaten streak came to an end after an insane 914 days, and then just like so many other NXT call-ups, WWE dropped the ball with her. The 37-year-old kept falling down the totem pole, as Mandy Rose made a complete fool of her, before she pretty much disappeared for a while. As of now, she's in a tag team with Kairi Sane and is being managed by Paige. Hopefully this pairing will offer a career renaissance for the Empress of Tomorrow, as it takes special talent to completely ruin such a promising wrestler. Before joining WWE, Asuka spent pretty much her entire career in a number of promotions on the Japanese independent circuit. Asuka was primarily brought to WWE for 2 reasons. The first being that her prominence on the Japanese pro wrestling scene meant that WWE would be appealing to a relatively untapped audience, and the second reason is that, well, she's awesome in the ring. When WWE actually cared about what happened to her character and booked her accordingly, Asuka was a force of nature. Unlike Goldberg, who made a career out of 2 moves, Asuka had a varied moveset that could easily take down a variety of opponents, making her one of the most threatening superstars in the entire promotion. But this is WWE after all, so obviously they took everything away from her that made her so special, and let's just hope that everything changes down the line. The Glamazon was and is a different breed of wrestler. While WWE has always been infatuated with the idea of bringing in larger-than-life superstars as these unstoppable wrecking balls, Phoenix separated herself from the crowd by using a power-based moveset the company doesn't see in the women's division very often. Over the course of her run with WWE, which ended in 2012, Phoenix was prominently featured as one of the biggest names in the division. Even if she wasn't always treated like the main event talent she deserved to be, the Glamazon was always a great worker and has one of the coolest finishers in the business. When she returned to the ring earlier this year to challenge for the women's tag team titles, she proved that she hadn't missed a beat in her time away and was just as awesome as she always was. Beth has always had a great look and is absolutely stunning. There's no denying that, but she is so much more than that as well. The Glamazon is an elite athlete and consistently performed at a high level even when people behind the scenes didn't really care for women's wrestling. If she had been at her peak today, she would have been one of the most consistently featured wrestlers in WWE programming. Natalya is one of WWE's most loyal performers and has consistently performed well in the ring, but has never really won as many titles as she should have. She has spent most of her career in the background of WWE's women's division, playing the role of a workhorse. She was always relied to put on good matches and did well for herself in feuds, but never really got the chance to break out and show that she deserved to be the company's main eventer. A lot of people dispute whether Natalya actually has a good look or not, but that is beside the point. WWE did not hire her for her looks. They hired her because she was trained at the esteemed Hart Dungeon. Unlike her former Hart Dynasty compatriot Davey Boy Smith Jr., who couldn't really cut it in the WWE, Natalya has repeatedly shown that she has all the skills necessary to be a star in Vince's promotion. Chyna's look was a large part of her appeal, but equally appealing was her ability to blur the line between the men and women's division. The ninth wonder of the world is a once-in-a-generation talent, perhaps not in terms of in-ring ability or character work, but just what she represented in the industry. As the only woman to win the Intercontinental title in Vince's company, Chyna represented a sense of excitement and uncertainty, the likes of which is sorely lacking in today's product. She spent more of her career beating up men than she did in the women's division. Her contribution to the company transcends the line the business has drawn across gender. While seeing Chyna's frame and build convince Vince to hire her, he probably had no idea how important she would become for the company. It's a shame to look back at history and learn how she was let go from the company and her eventual spiral into substance abuse and pornography. Even if the company neglected to mention her after her departure, at least she is now a Hall of Famer and has been forever immortalized as the ninth wonder of the world. The circumstances under which Gail Kim left WWE unequivocally prove that she was not hired for her looks. After leaving the company, Kim proved to herself to be an elite performer, becoming one of the cornerstones of Impact Wrestling and getting inducted into the promotion's Hall of Fame. Granted, she perhaps didn't act as professionally as she could have when she decided to eliminate herself from a Divas Battle Royal instead of getting eliminated in the first minute as per the script. After leaving WWE, Kim stated that she felt the company was holding back its female talent and vowed never to re-sign for the company. Anyone who has seen Kim wrestle will testify to the fact that she is a fantastic performer. However, despite winning the women's title in WWE once, she never really got the chance to show off her entire skill set, as she was held back by none other than Vince himself. The man behind the rise of WWE could not wrap his head around the fact that anyone would find Gail Kim attractive, so he chose to highlight other less than attractive wrestlers instead of her. The question is, who in their right mind doesn't find Gail Kim attractive? Anyway, the racial profiling by WWE's top honcho left a sour taste in her mouth, but it was WWE's loss as the promotion lost a great in-ring performer with a marketable look. There was a point when Bayley was the greatest babyface in the entire pro wrestling industry. She was really that good when she was with NXT. The hugger had mastered the art of the babyface comeback and could rally even the most apathetic audiences with her performances. Naturally, when she made her main roster debut, creative thought that Bayley is such a goody two-shoes, so her character should practically be a moron. Bayley's stock on the main roster plummeted, but now as a SmackDown Live Women's Champion, the WWE Universe is beginning to see shades of what made her character so great and compelling in NXT. One of the four horsewomen of WWE, Bayley will be one of the cornerstones for years to come, provided creative doesn't ruin her character again. WWE didn't sign Bayley because the company thought her look would put butts in seats. Instead, WWE wisely recognized that she had the rare ability to form an unbreakable connection with the audiences around the world. WWE have a very rare talent on their hands. If the company resists the urge to give into its instincts, she can very easily become one of the biggest faces in WWE. Kharma barely even had a run in WWE before she ended up leaving the company. She was signed for one simple reason: to dominate the women's division. Kharma's intimidating size already put her at the top of the food chain, and just like so many larger wrestlers, she was booked as an absolute monster. Just as she was starting out on a strong heel run, she got taken off programming because she had gotten pregnant. An appearance at the 2012 Royal Rumble resulted in another aborted run as she parted ways with the company soon after. There aren't many women in WWE who can claim to have intimidated Michael Cole into eliminating himself from the Royal Rumble. That's not the best accolade to have, but it isn't the worst either. Kharma was signed to be the resident muscle in WWE's women's division, but that never really worked out. Sure, she went on to have a decent run in Impact, and has now gained mainstream success as an actor on the awesome Netflix series Glow. Still, it's hard not thinking about what could have been. Tamina has been in WWE since 2010, but has done little of note in her career with the company. Tamina has always been a solid performer, but she has rarely ascended beyond mediocrity in the promotion. She was given a chance in WWE as a result of her lineage. Tamina is the daughter of legendary Hall of Famer Jimmy Superfly Snuka. She has wrestling in her blood, but is yet to win a title in her career. Now 41 years of age, it is highly unlikely that's going to be changing anytime soon. And we really have to question whether Tamina would have made it to WWE without her impressive last name. Besides being the muscle for multiple tag teams and groups, she hasn't done much of note. Paige has a great look and is an immensely attractive woman, but that isn't why WWE signed her. Vince signed her for one simple reason. She was supposed to be the future. Unfortunately, a nasty injury ended her career before it even really took off. Paige was technically wrestling before she even had a birth certificate, as there are multiple stories of Paige's mom wrestling while 8 months pregnant. She would literally breathe wrestling, and it is a downright shame that injuries cut her career short. Great in-ring ability, strong on the mic, wonderful character work, Paige had it all to have a surefire Hall of Fame career. And these were 10 female wrestlers WWE hired, not for their looks. I hope you're all having a great day, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later in the next video.